The Renegade in ARC Raiders is incredibly strong. It might be one of the best all-rounder weapons in the game right now. If you haven't tried it, seriously, you're missing out. So today we're starting a new series, our Loadout Lab, where we go through a weapon at a time, check it out against different attachments, and bring you the best build that you should try for that weapon, and a more budget-friendly option if you like to take a little less risk with the weapons that you actually take in, so you don't lose as much money if you happen to lose it. Well guys, the Renegade is a really interesting one. It is effectively a single shot lever action rifle that uses medium ammo. It packs a real punch, and although it does take a little bit of time between shots, at least at level 1, as you rank it up, it actually gets incredibly better with way faster fire rate and way better just control in general. You slap on a few attachments and this thing becomes a real beast. I think more and more people will start running the Renegade when they realize just how good it actually is at medium ranges, long ranges, and even at close ranges in some scenarios, especially when it's ranked up. It can shoot fast enough to really be good all around. So let's get into it. And you can see here I am in the practice range, and we have a bunch of different Renegades in our back. We have a bunch of different attachments for the muzzle and the stock. The thing about the Renegade is it has a slot for the muzzle, it has a slot for the magazine, and a slot for the stock. So any other attachments like grips and stuff, they don't really come into play here. They don't really matter so much. But there is a lot of different attachments. You know, you've got extended barrels, you've got silencers, you've got muzzle brake versus comp, you've got different stock options, you've got the lightweight stock, you've even got the kinetic converter. But which ones make a difference for this particular gun, the Renegade? That's what we're here to show you, to show our findings, and I'll show you the differences. So let's just start real quick. We have the sort of better version that I would recommend, and we'll go through some different attachments. What I'm going to do is, you can see, I'll ping it, and we'll just make sure that we're 15 meters away for the test so that everything's nice and consistent. We'll start off with this version that I've made here, which is our higher tier version. I'll fire about 6 or 7 shots. After that, it doesn't really make too much of a difference. So I'm going to do no recoil control. I'm just going to spam click, and you'll see what happens. You can see there an initial shot bang on target, and then a little bit of kick on the follow-up shots. We'll go over to our budget option, and you'll see there is a big difference. But again, this is a lot cheaper. This is the budget option. We're within that 15 meters, as you can see. So you can see that the difference between the budget and the high end is pretty stark. But again, we're going from basically all green attachments to all blue, and they do make a big difference. So you can see going up to blue is going to make that impactful difference if you can craft those things and you have the blueprints for them and the resources and all of that stuff. Now, let's get into more of the nitty-gritty and why these attachments are the absolute best, at least in our opinion from all of our testing. And we'll go through the testing here so you can see it. And first off, let's actually start with the difference between the different levels of guns. If we just look at them here, you can see this is the standard Renegade 1. You go up to Renegade 2, you get 25% fire rate and 16% dispersion recovery time. Very nice. You go up again to level 3. It doubles the fire rate to 50, doubles the dispersion time to 33, and then you go again. And instead of it being a double, it's just adding 25% each time. So although 2 to 3 is a bigger jump percentage-wise, going up to 4 is still really good. It's just not as big of a jump percentage-wise, but you get 50% dispersion recovery and 75% increased fire rate. So what this effectively means is if you want to shoot faster, which is going to be very important to the DPS of the Renegade, you will want to level it up. If we take a look here, this is level 1. We'll just load a few shots in. Very nice. All right, we've got 8 shots. We'll load into the other one as well so we can just do a quick comparison, because it's a massive difference, and this is almost necessary for the actual Renegade. It's one of the weapons that does require upgrading. So take a look at the time between the shots there. Versus a level 4. Take a look. You see, it's so much faster that even without attachments, it cannot come back down with that dispersion recovery time. It's so much increased with the fire rate that we actually start veering off into the sky. So it might look like the level 1 is more accurate. It's really not. It's just because it took so long between shots that we actually zeroed back in, whereas that one shot so fast we fired off into the sky. So you can see there's a big difference here between the upgrades. I would recommend upgrading it to the maximum, but if you want a sort of slightly cheaper but still good option, level 3 here is pretty good with that 50% and 33%, as you're going to get more bang for your buck by going up to level 3. But level 4, if you're going to level 3, might as well go to level 4. It's only if you're stuck for resources. You could run it at level 3. That will still do you okay. So, now you can see the difference with the upgrades. Yes, it does cost a bit more than other guns to craft it, but you can always buy it. You can buy 1 per day from the vendor for like 21k. So that's another way to do it. You can craft it yourself if you have it, and obviously upgrade it. Yes, it's more expensive than other guns, and it is a blue gun, but boy, this gun is so good in PvP. And even just for taking out arcs as well, it really does. It knocks off the drone fans in one shot. If we go over to here, you can see it's really good against the just sort of basic drones as well. Boom, one shot, boom, one shot, boom, one shot. You can see it knocks those weak points off really easily. So general ARC gameplay and PvP, this is easily my favorite gun of all of them. So let's talk about attachments, because there is a massive difference that these things make. So the compensator is by far from my testing the best. Obviously level 2 is decent, level 3 will be the optimal one. But we've also got the extended barrel, we've got silencers, we've got the muzzle brake instead. Well, let's take a look, and we'll show you exactly the differences between these different muzzle attachments. So we'll start off, again, we'll just make sure that we're that 15 meters away. You can see there we're 15 meters, and we'll just do a little, we'll shoot in different areas based on the different attachments. So we'll try and start in the middle here, and I'm just going to spam with no recoil control. All right, so that's 10 shots there. Still 15 meters away, as you can see. Except now we're going to go over to the muzzle brake instead of the comp, and let's see the difference. You see a slightly tighter spread. Oh, didn't mean to shoot there. Slightly tighter spread, but slightly less dispersion recovery. At least that's how it feels. Like it doesn't zero in quite as fast, but at 15 meters it's not too big of a difference. It looks like a little spread there, but it doesn't feel as good in between shots. Then we also have a silencer. Let's go for that one next. You see our gunshots are already fading away, so the comp one was slightly bigger spread, slightly smaller spread, and then you can see we're just going higher and higher with the silencer. So silencer obviously really nice for reducing noise, and pretty decent. I mean, it's not kicking as much as I would think it would, but it is kicking higher, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to control there. And then, and this is the big surprise, the extended barrel. Wait until you see the difference that this makes. This one's kind of crazy. It has it has more dispersion and about the same kick as the actual silencer. So that's quite an interesting one to me. But bear in mind that you will get that increased bullet velocity. It comes with some vertical recoil, but again, we're actually seeing pretty much the same thing as the silencer, which has no recoil control on it. So that's a really interesting one. It's really interesting when you compare them side by side and see the differences. But essentially, what I believe the differences are in this is that you're getting that reduced per shot dispersion, which seems to bring the zeroing in a little quicker than the Muzzle Brake 3, which gives both horizontal and vertical recoil control. So although you get a marginally better spread with the Muzzle Brake, it doesn't feel as good to shoot in between shots. The silencer kicks up higher, as we saw, and then the extended barrel seems to act like the silencer for all intents and purposes, with more horizontal recoil, as well as giving you that bullet velocity, which can be good for longer ranged fights. So the bullet velocity is nice, but if you want to actually be accurate, the comp 3 is by far the way to go. Now, let's take a look at the stocks, okay? We'll start with the stable stock 3, and then we'll go over to the stable stock 2, and then we'll try these, because these ones are going to really surprise you, because, trust me, they surprise me when I use them. So here's about 10 shots with stable stock 3. So pretty good, just a little bit of a vertical kick on them. Then we'll swap out for the stable stock 2. Make sure that we're 15 meters away. Jeez. I mean, we're basically shooting off the target at this point. So you can see there, that one stock difference going up to stable stock 3 makes this literal recoil difference. It is a humongous difference in the recoil. So stable stock 3, incredibly good. Now, we've seen stable stock 3 here, a tight spread. Wait till you see this. Let's try the lightweight stock. This is gonna blow your mind, because you might think it's purple, you get massive ADS time, 50% vertical recoil, and recoil recovery time, versus the straight up dispersion and recoil recovery time of this. Like, when you look at the stats, you would think the lightweight stock would be really good, but watch what happens. Check this out. And then we come back down. So this is absolutely crazy to me, that it takes so long between shots with the lightweight stock to actually come back down. Even though it has that recoil recovery time, it doesn't have that dispersion recovery time, which makes that massive difference of basically having your aim just shoot up into the sky and not recovering. And the kinetic converter actually suffers from this same thing. If we put the kinetic converter on, although it gives us that increased fire rate so we can actually shoot a bit faster, again, just like the previous stock, we go, we're 50 meters away. Check this out as well, just like the previous one. Jeez, and we're back down to the middle. I mean, look at how long it takes. It takes ages to recenter that back down. So, the interesting finding here is that stable stock 3 versus 2 is a massive increase for this gun, and that both the kinetic converter and the lightweight stock are terrible. Now, you could use the padded stock, but it's so rare to find the padded stock that I just think you're going to be way better off running one of the stable stocks. And again, I'm just absolutely surprised that these two, even with the recoil on them, that dispersion is making a huge difference here on the Renegade. So you can see from testing a bunch of the different comps, from testing a bunch of the different stocks, it's a massive difference in how we actually hit the target and can reliably hit those follow-up shots in quick succession, which is what this gun does need and want. So the Renegade, as you can see here, our top high-end version. I highly recommend going with the Comp 3. You could substitute for the Muzzle 3 if you want to, depending on the feel difference to you. They were quite samey. We also have the extended medium mag 3. Obviously, that will be the best magazine slot, but you could drop down to a medium mag 2 or 1. It's just extra bullets before you have to reload, and you reload the bullets individually, so it's not as impactful as some other guns. Then for the actual stock, stable stock 3, as we just saw, makes a humongous difference. But if you want to do a more budget version, you can always go down to the green, the level 2 versions of those same attachments. It will be worse, but hey, it's cheaper and easier to make. Comp 2, medium mag 2, stable stock 2. So this is the Renegade. There's your budget and your best build for it. Take it out, run it against ARC, run it in some PvP, tell me how you get on. It has been shredding for us. We've been loving it. Even it can basically go into any map because it has great medium, long, and decent short range. So tell me what you think after trying these out. Do you have any attachment differences that you think are better? And put in the comments, what gun shall we do our next video on to bring you guys the best attachments? We'll go with what has the most upvotes. So put your preferred gun that we should run some tests on down below, and we'll bring you the best loadouts for them in our new series here. Guys, make sure to drop a like if you did find this helpful so that we can help you fine-tune your guns so you have a better advantage in-game. And subscribe for more ARC Raiders coming your way very, very soon. Here at ARC Gaming, we're two friends who love to play games. You have me, Paradise, as well as 26.
Our goal is to keep the videos as concise as possible by cutting out any of the fluff and focusing on what really matters with high quality videos.
So make sure you're subscribed down below for more videos on your favorite games coming very, very soon.